when he went to his garage, he made the first prototype of the flyboard. Then the next morning, he flew that flyboard with a jet ski. And all of his friends were like, "What? No way! Blah blah blah! Like that's crazy." Then he showed someone the flyboard in France. He then was able to then make the mold of the flyboard to then actually flyboard. You know what I mean? So it was really just a sporadic idea of, I'm going to make someone fly on the water. I've done everything with jet skis now. Let's try to see if a jet ski can push someone up in the air.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Roe Show, where we are going to be bringing you the ups and downs of life on the road as an acrobatic influencer. We'll be bringing on guests that are leaders of the industry so you can hear their stories and learn from their ups and downs. As I travel the world to new exciting places, I'll be having the hard discussions with our guests and touch on a wide range of topics from athlete development, business of sport, social media, and even philosophy of sport, and give you a full global perspective of freestyle acrobatics. And this week we have a pioneer in the new freestyle sport of flyboarding, Damone Rippy. Damone will be talking to us about how flyboarding was created and his experiences on America's Got Talent. Alright guys, let's go. Rippy, how you doing, man? How's everything going?
Yeah, man, I'm good, just chilling, trying to live it up here over in Texas, but it's going pretty good.
That's great, man. It's great, man. We haven't talked for too long since you did America's Got Talent and all that. You've been busy flyboarding since then, man?
Oh, yeah, man. Ever since AGT, things kicked off, after when I turned 18, I moved all the way to China. While I've been in China, I've been working at an amusement park, kind of like Six Flags, or something like that. We do 2 shows a day, every day. 365 days a year. We do 1 day show and 1 night show, and it's all flyboarding. That's all it is. It's just flyboarding, some freestyle with some tricks, and that's about it.
That's all. Okay, well, we'll get to the shows after. What exactly is flyboarding specifically? Because it's still new, right?
Yeah, so flyboard has only been around for about 8.5, 9 years. A flyboard is a water jetpack that attaches to your feet. You can soar from heights to about 60 to 65 feet in the air doing double backflips and triples and front flips and stuff. It's powered by a jet ski, so you have a hose that is connected to that jet ski running up to you, which is about 60 feet long, and that's where you fly. It's all really just a stationary thing. Wherever you go, the jet ski goes with you.
Is anyone actually on the jet ski? Like, how does it actually work?
So there can be someone on the jet ski. There's 2 different ways. 1, someone can sit on the jet ski and drive you, or 2, we have something called an EMK, which is electronic manual kit, and that means that we have our own remote. So sometimes when you see videos of people without someone on the jet ski, they have a remote that they have controlling how high and low they go. So the remote essentially acts as if someone was sitting on the jet ski.
Oh, okay, so basically it just takes water from the lake or the ocean or whatever. Instead of using it to move the jet ski, it just redirects it up the hose instead to then shooting out of the feet, and then that keeps you up. It's like, what do you call that exactly? It's just shooting the water underneath you.
Yeah, right. It's basically like the jet ski is just a floating motor. Once you're using the jet ski for flyboard, it no longer has the ability to move around while flyboarding.
Okay. So, but do you hit it? Like, how do you not land on it or get tangled in?
No, so you have a good distance away from the jet ski, so of course you want to try your hardest not to hit it. If you get close, you'll lower yourself down or someone will drop you in the water, but luckily, so far, we've not had any injuries of somebody hitting the jet ski.
Well, that's good. And so how do you go up or low? Like, because if you want to do a triple back, you obviously got to go higher than a single backflip. So how do you go up?
Just with the EMK, so in order to, as you see, if you ever see videos or anything like that, most people, they're already in the air. But what happens is they go from in the air, they drop down, they circle around the jet ski, they drop down close to the water, and then shoot themselves up because they need that propulsion of the water to be pushing them up fast. If they're already up top and stationary, they don't have enough, they don't have as much water pressure going through their feet to do the flips needed. You know what I mean? So like, while they're dropping down, they need to come up to then do the tricks because they have the momentum, the speed, and the power from the water.
So it's almost like they're dropping into a half pipe where they start by getting speed, because when the water's shooting straight downwards, because I remember doing this with you guys out there with Aquafly and everything, which is really fun. But I remember if I shot the water straight down, I just kind of stayed there. But as soon as I angled my feet forward or backwards, then I would drop height a little bit because now the water's pushing me forward. But then that would let me drop but get velocity as I drop down, and then I could straighten out my feet and that would shoot me up. And is that how you're supposed to do it?
Oh yeah, definitely. But luckily now with the new designs of the flyboard, and you know, there's new versions and stuff like that. Now the nozzles of the actual flyboard are tilted backwards. So before they were straight down, but now they're also tilted backwards, so it helps you with your forward movement. So now you don't always have to be flat-footed, but you're more now on like the front part of your foot standing on that board, you know, always flexing your calves now.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I remember trying to do a backflip, and I'm in gymnastics. I'm so used to kicking my toes upwards, like I'm getting into a tuck position. And what I learned is that that's the complete opposite of what you actually want to do for you guys. So how do you think about doing your backflips?
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's very different on the flyboard than on the ground, because on the ground you have nothing pushing you to go up besides yourself. That's why you have to jump and use your hands, flick your toes up, you know, use your face. But for the flyboard, you have to remember that you have water propulsion under you. So you jumping while that water's trying to push you up, almost, I don't know, it acts as if like you lose all that momentum, you know, the flyboard's pushing you up. You jump for that backflip, but you don't need to jump, you know, you're already jumping. You're gonna, while the board's trying to go backwards, you're jumping, so it's stopping that board. So then once you do try to go backwards, it'll crash. So for me, what I like to tell people to do is when they're trying the backflip, they drop down, they come up, all they have to do is drop their head and their upper body. That's the thing. Flyboarding is solely your core and your legs. When you try to mess around with your upper body and you try to make your upper body do things that the flyboard doesn't necessarily need to be done, then that's when it causes you to crash and things like that. But for just a normal backflip, what I tell people is try to get the back of your head to hit